Decades ago, Iran and Israel were not enemies. They were allies. Israeli intelligence worked with Iranian counterparts, and Israeli experts helped Iran's farms thrive. Iranian oil fueled Israel's economy, and business and cultural exchanges flourished. This partnership was born from mutual isolation, two non-Arab powers surrounded by Arab states. The Shah of Iran admired Israel's military and technology. Israel saw Iran as a vital regional partner. Intelligence agencies shared secrets, and military planners coordinated strategies. Tehran welcomed Israeli visitors, and the Israeli embassy was a reality. This era of cooperation stabilized the region, showing that interests, not ancient hatreds, could define relationships. But the alliance was fragile, built between governments, not peoples. The Shah's ties to the West and Israel bred resentment among many Iranians. Religious and nationalist voices saw the friendship as a betrayal of Iranian identity. Anger simmered beneath the surface, setting the stage for upheaval. The seeds of conflict were sown even in times of peace. The world that once existed was about to vanish. The alliance would soon become a memory, lost to history. To understand 1979, we must look back to 1953. Iran's Prime Minister Mossadegh nationalized oil, defying British and American interests. The CIA and British intelligence orchestrated a coup, toppling Mossadegh and restoring the Shah. The Shah returned as an American-backed ruler, deepening Iran's sense of humiliation. U.S. support brought military aid and modernization, but also repression. The Shah's secret police, Savak, trained by the U.S. and Israel, crushed dissent. The divide between Tehran's elite and the traditional masses grew. The memory of the coup fueled resentment and distrust of the West. The Shah's close ties with Israel were seen as betrayal. For decades, anger simmered beneath a veneer of stability. The coup meant to secure Western interests, instead guaranteed radical opposition. Iranians learned to distrust the U.S. and its allies. The stage was set for revolution. The old order was living on borrowed time. The reckoning was coming. In 1979, revolution swept Iran. Millions rose up, students, workers, clerics, against the Shah and foreign interference. Ayatollah Khomeini returned, promising an Islamic Republic and independence. The Shah fled. His regime collapsed. The new Iran was fiercely anti-American and anti-Israeli. The Israeli embassy closed, handed to the PLO. The U.S. embassy was stormed. 52 Americans were held hostage for 444 days. Diplomatic ties were severed, and Iran became Washington's enemy. Israel was now the little Satan, its existence declared illegitimate. Anti-Israeli rhetoric became Iranian policy. The former alliance was erased overnight. The revolution redrew the Middle East, creating new lines of conflict. Old friendships became bitter enmities. The region entered a new dangerous era. The world would never be the same. After the revolution, open war gave way to a shadow conflict. Iran armed proxies like Hezbollah and Hamas to strike at Israel. The U.S. imposed crippling sanctions, aiming to isolate Iran and halt its nuclear ambitions. Sanctions hurt Iran's economy and fueled anti-American sentiment. Israel and Iran fought through assassinations, cyber attacks, and covert operations. Each side blamed the other for violence and sabotage. The nuclear issue became the ultimate flashpoint. Israel threatened preemptive strikes as Iran's program advanced. The 2015 nuclear deal offered hope, but its collapse reignited tensions. The shadow war deepened mistrust and grievances. The region lived in a constant state of tension. The Cold War threatened to turn hot at any moment. The world watched, waiting for the next spark. On June 13, 2025, the shadow war erupted into open conflict. Israeli warplanes struck Iran's nuclear sites and military targets. Iran responded with missile attacks on Israeli cities, Tel Aviv, Holon, Beersheba. Civilians on both sides suffered as buildings collapsed and fires raged. The cycle of retaliation threatened to spiral into all-out war. The world's eyes turned to the United States, caught in a dangerous dilemma. With tens of thousands of U.S. troops in the region, the stakes were immense. The U.S. hesitated, knowing intervention could unleash catastrophe. Iran warned that any American involvement would trigger attacks on U.S. assets. Communication lines were broken. Mistrust ran deep. The drums of war beat louder than ever. Decades of history had led to this moment.